Ying is a useless security guard that's so scared of criminals that he probably triple locks his own locker before bed. His daily existence consists of standing in a building looking nervous and collecting a paycheck that barely justifies the anxiety. Then one night he meets a very powerful cultivator on the rooftop of the building where he works. There, he forms a bond with her, and by studying biology with her, he becomes stronger. If you were Ying, how many biology sessions would you want? Drop a comment below. One day up on some high rise, a mysterious girl looked like she was about to pull something. Right around then, the power goes out, so this senior security guard tells his useless rookie, Ying, to go check the breaker box to see if something shorted out. Honestly, being a security guard is boring as hell, but Ying's gotta do what he's gotta do just to survive in the big city. Outside, Ying finds a mysterious girl on the rooftop who has just been struck by lightning and is completely unconscious on the ground. Ying stares at her. He thinks about what a responsible person would do. He then thinks about what he personally would like to do. He decides mouth-to-mouth resuscitation is medically necessary and moves in to execute this plan. The girl, whose name is Muzi, opens her eyes at exactly the wrong moment, reads the situation with full clarity, and delivers a slap so powerful that Ying's ancestors probably felt the vibration. Then she gets up and walks away without further comment. Ying is left on the rooftop with a handprint on his face and somehow zero regrets about any of his decisions. That same night, both of them feel something strange happening inside their bodies, an unfamiliar energy circulating through them that neither can explain. Next morning, Ying wakes up and his body feels completely different. Lighter, stronger, like someone installed a significant hardware upgrade overnight while he was sleeping. He goes about his day and spots Muzi outside dealing with a rich guy named Zhao who is attempting to win her affection through persistence and money. Muzi shuts him down with the energy of someone swatting an insect, not angry, just profoundly unbothered by the entire situation. Zhao walks away looking like a man whose personality just got permanently archived. Ying is observing all of this when he spots a large billboard coming loose above the street and falling directly toward a girl below. He moves to save her and accidentally releases a power so disproportionately massive that it immediately knocks him unconscious. He saved the girl and then got defeated by his own heroism. The security guard who was scared of shoplifters just leveled a city block with an accidental ability discharge. Respect. He wakes up tied up. Muzi has him fully restrained and is now using her considerable assets as a negotiation tactic, pressing them toward him while explaining his situation in a way that makes focused thinking extremely difficult. She gives him two options: die now or become her cultivation partner. Turns out when she slapped him on the rooftop, some of her cultivation power accidentally transferred into his body through the contact. The slap that was meant to humble him accidentally made him special. Ying chooses to live. He also agrees to become her cultivation partner at a speed that suggests he had already decided before she finished the sentence. Muzi explains the deal. Cultivation is the practice of building internal power to extend lifespan and increase strength. The method she uses for power transfer requires biology study sessions between partners. Ying processes this information and decides this is the best job description he has ever heard in his life. She takes him via elevator to the rooftop for their first actual training session. The method she has selected is jump off the building. Her reasoning is that cultivation power activates when the practitioner faces genuine danger, so freefall is the fastest way to unlock his ability. Ying looks over the edge. He looks at Muzi. He jumps because what other option does he have at this point? He falls. The power does not activate. He just descends while panicking at increasing intensity. Then Muzi catches him mid-air and wraps her arms around him. Warm contact, genuine encouragement, actual human comfort, and that is precisely what unlocks it. The near-death experience alone could not do it, but the embrace from a powerful, beautiful woman while falling from a skyscraper absolutely can. His cultivation ability activates immediately. If you found out a hug from the right person was all it took to unlock your hidden power, how many hugs would you currently be collecting? Drop your number in the comments. Power activated. Muzi immediately throws him off because the physical contact made her flustered and she doesn't know what to do with that reaction. She composes herself and issues a serious warning: keep their identities as cultivators completely secret and do not use the power carelessly in public. From somewhere in another dimension, a powerful cultivator has already felt the energy signature of their combined power and has identified them as priority targets. The main thread of this story has clocked them before they even know it exists. Next day, Zhao is back and visibly jealous about the dynamic developing between Muzi and Ying. He makes his displeasure known. Muzi slaps him. This is her established and consistent communication style at this point. She tells him to stop interfering, and Zhao retreats once again to reassess his life choices. During the day, Muzi notices Ying is operating with a phone that belongs in a history museum, and immediately hands him her old device so they can stay in contact through Instagram like people who exist in the current decade. Then, without any further preamble, she takes him to a hotel for an intensive biology study session to recharge their cultivation power levels. This is standard professional cultivation practice, and there is nothing unusual about this arrangement whatsoever. Meanwhile, a cultivator named Rayu has received a mission from her master to locate and eliminate Muzi and Ying. She is significantly more powerful than she appears, and is currently executing her plan through an online dating profile. She matched with Ying's senior colleague and is using the date as bait to draw Ying out. While Ying is on his new phone chatting with Muzi, he notices his senior getting ready to meet his online match and immediately reads Rayu as someone operating with suspicious energy. He goes to investigate. Rayu assesses Ying as a cultivator and determines he is a complete beginner with almost no practical experience. She is delighted because this means the mission should be embarrassingly simple. She activates a love manipulation technique on him, a supernatural charm attack that makes the target fully compliant and extremely motivated. Ying goes from normal to completely unhinged in a specific direction in approximately 5 seconds and starts moving toward Rayu with intentions that have absolutely nothing to do with his professional responsibilities. Rayu snaps him out of the spell before he can follow through, announces she is going to finish him right now, and seals the entire area with a domain barrier so escape is impossible. Ying is completely cornered with 0 options. Then Muzi appears. She steps directly between Rayu and Ying and makes her position clear. Ying, watching 2 powerful and attractive women in active conflict over his survival experiences approximately 4 seconds of feeling like the most important person in any room before the reality of combat reasserts itself. Rayu evaluates Muzi's current power level and concludes she can handle this. She launches a fire slash without hesitation. Muzi catches it with her lightning sword. The blades clash. Muzi turns to Ying and tells him to run. Rayu is operating at a level he cannot match right now and his presence is a liability. Ying runs. He makes it outside the building. He stops. He cannot keep going. Everything in him is pulling back toward what is happening behind him. He turns around and goes back. He shows up at the exact moment Rayu is about to deliver a finishing strike on Muzi and intercepts it with his own body. The hit lands. Ying goes down barely conscious. Muzi sees this and something breaks open in her actual tears. Not performance, because watching the person who just threw himself in front of an attack for her lying broken on the ground is not something she was prepared to feel. Rayu delivers a follow-up attack that pushes Ying even closer to finished. Then the situation shifts entirely. Ying's consciousness slips into a separate dimension where a striking man introduces himself as the leader of Muzi's clan. He knows who Ying is. He knows Ying is Muzi's chosen partner. He decides this alone makes Ying worthy of a direct power transfer and gives him divine cultivation energy on the spot. Ying absorbs it and returns to the physical fight looking like a completely different entity. Rayu sees his new power output and her confidence evaporates when a cultivator achieves divine mode. Their power is comparable to an actual deity and nothing in her arsenal can touch him. She attacks anyway. Everything she sends at him he handles without effort. She exhausts every option she has. Knowing her master will punish her severely for failure, she makes the decision that ending things on her own terms is preferable to returning defeated. Ying stops her. The person she spent the entire fight trying to eliminate, who she hit twice while he was already down, is now physically preventing her from harming herself and offering peaceful resolution. He suggests they stop fighting and coexist as fellow cultivators rather than continue this cycle. Rayu looks at him for a long moment and accepts. After the battle, Muzi takes Ying back to the hotel for a biology study session to restore his depleted cultivation energy. While the power is being replenished through the session, Ying accidentally accesses a vision of Muzi's past, a dark memory of a powerful cultivator descending on her clan's village and destroying everything and everyone in it. It is brutal and clear and explains everything about who Muzi is. Ying comes back from that vision with a quiet certainty that was not there before. He is protecting this person. No conditions, no negotiation, just a decision he has made about himself. Muzi explains the person responsible is still alive, still growing more powerful, and will come for her eventually. Ying tells her he will be there. Then he goes back to the dormitory because he still has a shift and the building needs someone to stand in it looking nervous. He gets to his room and finds Rayu sitting inside waiting for him. Apparently being saved by someone bypasses every other available feeling and lands directly in genuine emotion. Because Rayu has developed real feelings for Ying and is here to request her own private biology study session with him. Ying, who has committed to Muzi with a loyalty that would make a golden retriever look inconsistent, tells Rayu plainly that she should pursue his senior colleague instead and closes the door on that conversation immediately. Drop a comment if you would have made the same call. We need to verify if people with Ying's level of discipline actually exist outside of fiction. Rayu leaves rejected. She remains devastatingly popular everywhere else. Men across the entire city reduce to completely useless states the moment they encounter her, except Ying. When she runs into him again, she invites him to the movies as a group activity. Muzi hears about this and immediately invites herself. All three of them go to the cinema. They spend the entire film arguing. The argument results in Ying getting knocked into something and emerging from the theater thoroughly soaked. Functionally unbeatable in combat, absolute disaster in casual social settings. Next day, Ying is attempting to give Muzi a gift when Zhao appears with a full crew of backup. He has recruited people to help him handle the Ying situation because his personal dignity has reached an injury level that requires collective action to address. Ying's first concern upon seeing Zhao's crew is whether the gift is going to get damaged in whatever happens next. This concern is resolved immediately when both Rayu and Muzi arrive and dismantle Zhao's entire operation with efficiency that borders on insulting. Every person Zhao brought gets handled. His plan to disrupt this situation has now failed on multiple separate occasions, with each attempt ending worse than the last. Ying gives Muzi the gift. Rayu watches and feels something she would rather not examine. Ying notices her expression, walks over, and offers friendship. Rayu looks at his hand, pulls away, and leaves. She wanted something that was not in the friendship category, and he offered her the friendship category with complete sincerity. The audacity is consistent and specific. Elsewhere, two young people are in the middle of their own private biology study session when Huang, Rayu's master, appears and eliminates both of them before they can get anywhere. He uses their blood to absorb thousands of new power units. Huang is a blood cultivator. His strength grows every time he takes from others, and right now he is in active preparation mode, specifically targeting Ying and Muzi. He is methodical about this. Back to Ying searching the forest for Rayu. She finds him first and arrives with urgent information. Huang is in an active power accumulation cycle aimed at them. Ying asks what can be done. Rayu gives the honest answer, probably nothing. Huang is operating at divine tier, and there is no realistic strategy that closes that gap. She then explains why she served him so long, and the story goes back much further than Ying expected. Decades ago, Rayu was a poor girl in a remote village. Her one unusual quality was her friendship with a half-snake creature, living in a nearby cave, something everyone else feared and rejected, but which Rayu knew to be genuinely kind and protective of the village. She was mocked for this constantly. Then a traveling diviner arrived and used his abilities to make the village prosper, earning everyone's trust and respect. When he noticed Rayu was unimpressed by him, he warned her specifically to distance herself from the snake creature. One day she went to the cave and her friend was simply gone. She returned to find the village destroyed. The diviner told her the snake girl did it. Rayu believed him. She was a child who had just lost everything, and the only explanation being offered pointed at the one being she had been warned about. She went looking for the snake girl with a dagger provided by an old man on the path, found her already dying in the forest, and attacked in fear and grief and confusion. She lost her home, her community, and her only friend in the same moment. She became the diviner's student in the aftermath because she had nothing left, and he was the only structure available. The diviner was Huang. Ying listens to all of this, and the panic that settles into him is immediate and genuine, because the person currently hunting them is not just powerful. He is operating at a level comparable to an actual deity. Before they go anywhere near Huang, Muzi pulls Ying back to the hotel for a biology study session to top up their cultivation power. Fully charged and ready, Muzi then teaches Ying a new technique. He needs to concentrate his power into his hands and project whatever weapon his mind is currently focused on, manifesting it physically from pure cultivation energy. The idea is to give him a flexible combat tool that adapts to whatever the situation requires. Ying focuses. He concentrates. He channels his energy into his hands with full commitment. He summons a beautiful girl named Ling. Muzi stares at this outcome for a moment. Then she goes to bed and leaves Ying standing there with a manifested spirit woman and zero explanation for what just happened inside his head. Next morning, Ying heads out for groceries, a completely normal errand, and gets ambushed by Zhao, who has now escalated beyond personal jealousy into actually recruiting 2 cultivation users to help him eliminate Ying and take Muzi. The situation is a significant upgrade from Zhao showing up alone and getting slapped. When the confrontation starts, Muzi and Rayu both arrive to back Ying up. But Zhao came prepared this time. His cultivators activate a binding trap that catches both Muzi and Rayu and locks them in place. Ying, completely fed up with Zhao's continuous existence as a problem, stops holding back. He uses his own power directly against both of Zhao's cultivators, and when that needs reinforcement, he summons Ling. The 2 hired fighters go down. Zhao, watching this entire fight, completely loses track of the combat situation because Ling is the most beautiful thing he has ever seen in his life. He falls for her on the spot. Rayu and Muzi are freed once Zhao's people are down. Rayu looks at Ling carefully and cannot believe Ying is capable of summoning a spirit of that caliber. Ying knows exactly why he can do it, but decides to keep that information to himself for now. To make the power increase as effective as possible before the fight, Muzi takes Ying to an antique shop with a secret back entrance. She has a card that grants access to someone inside who can help them train further. An attractive employee approaches Ying and offers him a mystery box game. Pay 50 coins and pick any box. Whatever is inside is his. Ying, not wanting to make the wrong choice, quietly consults Ling to help him identify which box is worth taking. With Ling's guidance, he selects one and opens it. Inside is an ancient dagger so heavily corroded and rusted it looks like it came out of a river bottom. It appears completely useless. He takes it anyway because he already paid and walks out. The moment Ying leaves, the employee runs to the uncle and tells him what just happened. The uncle's expression changes immediately because that rusted broken dagger is not what it looks like. It is a dragon dagger, a weapon that once belonged to a famous deity who used it to defeat the red dragon. One of the most powerful artifacts in existence has been sitting in a mystery box for 50 coins, and a security guard just walked out with it because nobody knew what they were looking at. Somewhere else, Huang has tracked down the information that Rayu has been actively helping Muzi and Ying. He is furious. He goes after Rayu directly and hits her hard enough that she has no choice but to run. She is not outmatched, she is completely outclassed, and she knows it. All three of them attack in coordinated combinations everything they have, every angle, every technique. Huang handles it without visible difficulty. None of it lands. It is starting to feel like this outcome was decided before the fight started. Then Ying uses the dragon dagger. The blade hits Huang. Huang bleeds. The room shifts because Huang has not taken damage from anything today, and a rusted ancient dagger just changed that. Ling, watching this from inside Ying, activates a protective barrier around the group and tells everyone to run as far as they can right now. She is going to hold Huang back for a few minutes. That is all she can promise, a few minutes. They need to use them. They run. The moment Ling is back inside him, a trap activates something they had prepared in advance for this exact scenario, a contingency built into the retreat plan. Huang hits the trap. He stops for a moment. Then he walks through it. The trap was not enough. It bought seconds, not minutes. The old man who gave her the dagger was Huang in disguise. The destruction of the village was Huang. The snake girl was a protective spirit who had been keeping that village safe from danger for years. When Huang reveals this to her himself casually, like an amusing detail, Rayu releases everything she has been holding back at once. But combined with a precise dagger strike from Ying at the exact same moment, they land two simultaneous hits that actually register. Above the situation, Zhao is literally on an airplane heading to the Netherlands, international relocation being his chosen solution to this entire situation when the shockwave from the Huang battle reaches the aircraft and begins tearing it apart. His assistant drags him to the emergency exit. Muzi, watching a plane about to crash in the middle of their fight and calculating that its impact can be weaponized, leaps onto the aircraft and combines her cultivation attack with the plane's momentum to create a combined strike aimed at Huang. Huang blocks it. He then charges and releases his full ultimate attack against all of them simultaneously. Everyone goes down hard. Everyone is down. Huang is standing. The situation looks completely finished. Ying looks at his people on the ground. He makes a decision. He tells everyone to take cover because what he is about to use is something he has never shown anyone, a divine tier cultivation ability sitting dormant inside him this entire time. The scale of what comes out of him is on a completely different level from anything he has previously demonstrated. The attack hits Huang with full force. Huang goes down. The fight is over. But Muzi collapses immediately. Her cultivation energy is completely depleted and her condition is critical. Ying looks up at the divine entity that has been observing this entire battle from above without intervening and goes directly to that god to make a deal. The result is disclosed. Muzi wakes up. She is okay. They walk out together. On the way back, Muzi tells Ying that because of everything he did, the fighting, the sacrificing, the refusing to run away when running away was the smarter option every single time, she is giving him his reward. Unlimited biology study sessions. Whenever he wants. Stay locked in on anirecap God for what comes next and drop a comment telling us exactly how many biology study sessions Ying deserves after everything he went through. Give him a real number. He earned it.